everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you had a really great weekend. Y'all, today we are going to make some chicken tortilla soup. So with the new year being here, everybody is usually ready to start eating healthy and making better choices. I don't know about you all, but even if you do eat healthy and make better choices throughout the year, come November, things just really start to, hit the fan, right? Because there are Christmas treats and there's Thanksgiving meals and there's just, you're constantly out and you're doing things and you're just busy. And so you just end up eating junk, right? And indulging on sweets and cakes and pies and all of the things, right? I know that has been the case for me for the last, I was doing super well until Thanksgiving really hit. And then after that, it's like I just lost all control. And so it is time for me to get back to no sugar and making better choices. And I'm sure a lot of you all are doing the same thing. So I think I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite healthy, low-calorie recipes over the next couple of weeks with y'all, especially as I get back into eating better. And Andrew gets back into eating better, and we are making more healthy options around here. I just want to share those with you. So that's the plan. So today, I'm making my chicken tortilla soup. I make this a lot for lunch, and I'll eat on it all week for lunch. It is low calorie. It's filling. It doesn't feel like you are being like you're not, what am I trying to say? It doesn't feel like you're eating healthy necessarily. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, you are, but it just doesn't feel like you're missing out on anything. Okay. So I hope y'all had a really great weekend. I have been in Nashville this weekend. My mom and my aunt and my sister-in-law all went down to Nashville to stay with my uncle for the weekend. So we went down on Friday and we got home yesterday, and we just had a really great time. We just did some shopping, explored Franklin, Tennessee a little bit, and just had a fabulous time. So we got home yesterday and I was exhausted. I slept in late this morning. I felt like I had been drugged. I was tired. I could not open my eyes. But I am glad to be back, and we're ready to get into things and get going. So Happy New Year to everybody. Hey, Dale. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for celebrating, Michelle. Hi, Pam. Hey, Cassandra. Good morning. Hi, Diane. Hey, Mary Lou. Yes, like you're not deprived. Thank you. Hey, Carol. Hello, Nicole over on YouTube. Thanks for joining. Hey, Tina Carey. Good to see you. I did not go to the ball drop. I have been to Pigeon Forge many times in Tennessee, and I love Pigeon Forge. Okay, so let's get into it. So we're making chicken tortilla soup. This is a soup that you can adjust and you can make changes to, much like most items that you cook. So this one you can change things up, you can add, you can take away, and really fill this with whatever you want. But I like this soup because, I don't know, because I just like it. It's easy to put together. It's healthy, it's low calorie. And I can eat this for lunch, and I'm not taking in very many calories, and I'm getting protein, and it fills me up. All right. So let's get into it. So ground chicken breast is what I use. Okay. So you can use ground turkey if you want. The best way to get your protein in and to have low calorie is to go with a ground chicken or a lean ground turkey. All right. Ground beef is going to be a lot higher in calories. All right. So that's why I go with the ground chicken. And then we're going to start with an onion. So we're going to dice up our onion. I'm going to go on and get my pan over here. I've just got a Dutch oven over here. It's not a big one, so this doesn't make a ton. Obviously, you could make more if you wanted to. You could do 2 pounds of ground chicken. Good morning, Julie, if you want to. So I'm just going to put my temperature on kind of a medium high-ish, a little bit above medium. Actually, it's the wrong side. Let me switch over here. Okay. And I'm going to chop up an onion real quick. This is where we're going to start. This onion doesn't look the greatest. Happy Monday, Lori. Good morning, Wanda. I think I'm going to get a new onion. Or at least another one. This one does not look very good. I'm just going to get a new one because I don't like the way this looks. Hang on. Let me get a new onion. Okay, these are smaller. I might have to do 2. Depending on how much onion you like. That one looks better. You make that decision based upon how much onion you like. I'm under the mindset you can never have too much onion. So, you know, do whatever works for you. So how many of y'all are trying to make better choices at the beginning of the year? How many of y'all have a goal or a resolution to lose, you know, a little bit of weight, or to just make better choices, whether you're losing weight or not? Just making better choices. I have definitely been bad over the past 2 months, and so I have a goal. I'm getting rid of the sugar again, which I did that. I've really haven't eaten a lot of sugar over the past 2 years, but at the end of this year, I let it get out of hand. So it's going to be hard. Good job, Tina. That's great. I definitely overindulged during the Christmas season. I ate a lot of cookies this season, a lot of cookies. All right, I definitely want more onion than that, so I think I'm going to do another onion. Hey, Jesselyn. So we'll grab another small one. Oh, I'm going to start crying. Maybe if I can get the skin off. That is awesome, Dee. Good job. Woo! Okay. All right, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Okay. Last one. So I did 2 small onions. If you got one big one, that works good. All right. Okay, so let me put some olive oil in my Dutch oven. About a tablespoon. And then we'll get our onions in. Okay. There we go. All right, so we're going to start getting those going. Letting those start to break down. I'm going to go on and add some salt to my onions. The salt, when you add the salt to the onions, it helps them release their juices a little bit so they soften even a little better. All right, and now I've got some poblano peppers. Now you can use any kind of peppers in this that you want to, okay? So you can use poblanos and bell peppers. You can use whatever you want to use, okay? I'm using poblanos. I'm gonna do 3 poblano peppers in this. Let me rinse them off. Y'all know I've talked about poblanos around here before. They're my favorite pepper, aside from jalapenos. I just like the flavor of them better than bell peppers. So I use these instead of bell peppers. Sometimes I will use a poblano and a yellow pepper or an orange pepper, something like that. This time I'm just using the poblanos. And so we're just going to dice those up. These are not super spicy. They have just a little bit of spice to them. So if you're super sensitive to spice, then I would probably just stick with bell peppers. But if you're not sensitive to spice, if you like it, if you can handle a little, you can handle a poblano. They're not spicy. They're not on the scale. They are very, very low on the scale. Sometimes they can be spicier than others. Oh, really, Tina? They're always available in my grocery store. Always. They're definitely definitely nowhere near as spicy as a jalapeno. So that kind of can help you see how spicy they are. They're really not. I have a bit of just a peppery flavor to them. I just love the flavor. So I do fairly large dice, not very big. Okay. So we're going to add the peppers in with our onions and let those start cooking a bit. This is making my nose run. The onions are already starting to look good. Let's add in our peppers. This is going to definitely, it will fill this pot. I'm going to eat on this all week for lunch. Okay, I'm going to crank the heat up just a little bit more. Okay, let me throw my trash away. Yeah, if you've never tried poblanos, you should give them a try. Especially if maybe you're not crazy about bell peppers or green bell peppers, then you would probably like these. Okay. All right, so we're going to let this cook for a minute. And then we're going to add in our ground chicken. So like I said, Sandy, yeah, my husband will eat it. Griffin will not eat it. This week I'll probably be the only one eating this. And I'm using ground chicken that's 98% lean ground chicken. And so you're going to get the most protein out of something like this, and it's going to be less calories, okay? So that's one reason to go with a ground chicken over ground beef. Now, if you're not trying to, eat something that's low calorie, or you're just making it for dinner, then throw in some ground beef. It's great with ground beef as well. Yes, I agree, Danae. That's how I feel. I don't love the taste. I can eat them, but I just don't love it of green bell peppers. If I buy bell peppers, I always buy red, yellow, or orange. But I'll buy poblanos to add the green color because I don't care for green bell peppers. I never buy green bell peppers anymore, ever. Ever. Okay. We're going to let that cook a bit. I'm going to go grab some garlic. Actually, I've got some right here. We're going to top up some garlic. We're going to add our ground chicken to the onions and peppers here in a minute. And you can use whatever kind of garlic you like. If you like the jarred kind, go for that. I'm of the mindset also you can never have too much garlic. Garlic and onions are a measure from your heart type of item that you can never have too much of. So what was everyone's, did everyone set a goal or a resolution this year? And if so, what is it? I honestly haven't really had time to think about it. And I guess really my biggest goals are to get some work done around the house this year. We've got a lot of things that need attention, and so I'm hoping to be able to get some of that stuff done. We've got a basement wall that needs to be fixed, and we have a window that needs to be replaced. Those are like the biggest things on the list, and so I'm hoping we can get those things done this year. And then as far as the business goes, I got a ton of goals for that. So I'm hoping we can hit some goals there this year. But we still have to sit down. We usually will sit down and just kind of go through all of that, all the plans for the year. And we just haven't had time to do that yet. So hopefully we'll get some time to be able to do that here in the next few weeks. All right, so we got our garlic. Okay, so now these are starting to, let me show you. That's awesome, Deborah. Okay, so let me show you how this is looking. All right, so you can see that's looking really good. So we're gonna add in our ground chicken now, and we're gonna cook our ground chicken. All right, so we're gonna break that up. And this is like enough soup for like a family of 4. So you can add more, ground chicken if you want to make it fit more people. Dump it out over there. All right, so I'm just breaking the chicken up. All right, we're gonna let that cook a bit while I start to open my canned items. So I've got a can of black beans, which do add some protein as well as a little bit of carbs. I agree, Denise. That's why I say I make goals and not resolutions. That's a great one, Sandy. That is sort of me all year round. I just can't help it. I am clutter, and just a bunch of stuff sitting around makes me anxious, and it makes me really irritated. So I'm always wanting to get rid of stuff because it just does something to my brain. Just makes me feel a calm when I clean out. So I'm doing that all year round. So I've got a can of black beans, a can of petite diced tomatoes, a can of Rotel. You could also do 2 cans of Rotel if you wanted. This is just the original Rotel, but you could use any of them. And then I've also got, and I don't always add this, but I decided to add it today, a can of diced green chilies that I'm going to add in the soup as well. And then we're also going to add corn to this. I'm going to go ahead and add these chilies to the mixture already. Let me get this broken up. And I do still have this on almost to high, so the chicken can get a little bit of color on it. And the soup comes together really fast. This isn't a, cook all day type of a soup. It comes together really fast. So I will make this at lunchtime a lot, so that I can have it for lunch. I'm just breaking the chicken up, which the chicken is basically cooked already. All right, I'm going to add in my garlic now. Hey, Deborah. Hi, Kimberly. Kimberly, I will try and put a recipe down for y'all. It's always different. I do this different every time. It just depends on how I'm feeling and what I've got on hand. In times past, I've used bell peppers in this, so I didn't use any bell peppers this time. I just used the poblano peppers. That's awesome, Tammy, and that chili sounds great. Oh, I love that, Kimberly. It is good, isn't it? Okay. All right, so we got all that. We're going to start adding the rest of our ingredients in here. Okay, the chicken is done. There's a little bit of color on it. We're going to start adding in our ingredients. So we're going to add in our entire can of diced tomatoes. These are petite diced tomatoes. Use whatever you want to. All right, Mike. Okay, it is charging. All right. And then a can of Rotel. And I add the juice and everything. Same thing for the black beans. I add the juice in with the black beans. If you don't want to do that, you can drain it. It's up to you. Let's see, black beans. There is 21 grams of carbs in a half cup serving. So this is really, this and the corn is where the carbs are coming in. So it's not, I've told y'all before, I don't do keto. Okay, I just do lower carb options. And so this to me is acceptable. I just don't want a ton of it. I don't want it to be all that I'm eating. So this is fine. And then there's 7 grams of protein in a half a cup as well. So we're getting more protein in this as well. Also, and I have never done this, but if you wanted a creamier version, you could take some cottage cheese, and that would add more protein. Take some cottage cheese and add it to your onion mixture and let it melt, and then add in your broth and all of your wet ingredients. And it would turn into like a cream, or you could even add in a blended cottage cheese as well to this. Okay, so we got our tomatoes, we got our black beans. I'm gonna add in some chicken broth, okay? And this is just low sodium chicken broth. With this, you're going to get a little bit of protein, but no carbs. And this is just, you're gonna add until it looks, you know, the thickness that you want it to be. Okay. All right, so I'm going to add in some spices to this. And then the last thing we'll add is corn. So it's almost done, okay? Y'all can y'all kind of see that? All right, so we're gonna add in some spices, lots of spices. I'm gonna do chili powder. And again, the spices are up to you, they're optional. So whatever, and I measure with my heart, y'all, okay? On most things, I measure with my heart. I think I'm out. Garlic powder. I've got some onion powder here. So I'm gonna add in some onion powder. Let's see. Let me see if I've got any. I need to reload my spices. Let me see if I've got any cumin up here. Y'all, this cabinet is a mess. Okay, let me see what I've got. None in there. None in there. Does anyone else have a cabinet like this? Just full of, got minced garlic, garlic salt, chili powder. No cumin. That's no good. I need some cumin. Well, curry. Nope. Well, darn. Okay. So typically I would add some cumin, but I don't have any cumin, so I'm not adding any cumin to it. I am going to add some of this minced garlic here. As I said, you can never have too much garlic. Cassandra, the ramen recipe is posted. If you just search for ramen on our page, you'll find it. All right, and then we're going to add some more salt to this as well, and some pepper. And then you can add spice if you want to. I'll probably add a little bit of crushed red pepper. Just out of there. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to grab my corn, and so I'm just bringing this up to warm up the chicken broth. Okay. That's funny, Jean. That's great, Tammy. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me get the corn. Let me make sure I don't have any parcel bags in here. I do have a parcel bag. So I just used frozen corn in this. So I'm just going to dump that in, and I add that last. You can add as much as you want. And of course, this is also going to add some carbs to your, and protein. This has 3 grams of protein for a half cup serving. I didn't know corn had protein in it. All right, and so you're just going to let that corn cook for a minute. And of course, it cooks super fast. And you can add as much corn as you want to. I'm just going to do, that was about half of a bag of frozen sweet corn. Okay. I think that'll be plenty. And that's our tortilla soup. It is done. Now you can top this with a couple of different things. So you can add some blended cottage cheese to top it with. In place of sour cream, and that's going to add protein, more protein. Cottage cheese is super high in protein. And when you're dieting, you want lots of protein, okay? Lots of protein, because that's going to make you fill up, and it's going to help you to have less cravings, okay? So we want more protein. So you can add some blended cottage cheese for creaminess, and that's going to add protein. It's also low calorie. It's a whole lot less calories than sour cream. And so if you add like a tablespoon, that's going to be very low in calories, where if you add a tablespoon of sour cream, it's going to be really high in calories. You can do shredded cheese as well. You can also do, and I do this sometimes, let me show you. We buy these 0 net carbs tortillas, and you can cut these up into little slivers, and then you can put these in a pan with a little bit of olive oil, and you can toast them up. You can also put these in the microwave and just literally microwave them until they get crispy, and they will get crispy, and then you have no extra oils. As well. So sometimes I'll do these, but most of the time I don't. Most of the time I just eat the soup. I may add some blended cottage cheese and maybe a little bit of cheese. And that's it. So it's come up to a boil, so it's basically done. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. This is a really great soup. You can see how much this makes. So it's filled up my Dutch oven here. Let me show you all what this looks like. Plain Greek yogurt is fabulous too, Tammy. That's fabulous as well. So that's the soup. You can see what it looks like. Super filling, chunky, it's hearty, good for you, high in protein. Just a yummy soup. And then of course you've also got your peppers and your tomatoes and your vegetables in there. So it's a good one. It's a good one. And it's one that if I am trying to lose a little bit of weight, which I currently am, I put on 8.5 pounds over the last month. So eating something like this, I do really well. throughout the week. If I eat that for lunch, I'm probably going to lose some weight. So it is just, it's a good soup. It's a good soup. It's a good option. I find when I have a soup like that for lunch, I do really well throughout the week because it's filling and it's low calorie. So, all right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I will continue to be sharing some more low calorie, healthier recipes with y'all. Because I know everyone right now is trying to do that. So, so that's the plan. All right, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thanks so much for joining me.